Hello, welcome to another episode of James Reads the Star Wars Expanded Universe. This week I have the novel Cloak of Deception by James Luceno. It came out in 2001. It is a lead in into the Phantom Menace. As you can see here on the cover, we've got Qui-Gon, we've got Chancellor Valorum, and Senator Palpatine. It's a little bit of a political thriller. The Trade Federation tries to set up Valorum for assassination, and somehow the Jedi get involved, as they often do. All right, let's dive into Chapter 2. There basically some scoundrels of a sort are breaking into a ship. All right. The masked group that had infiltrated the Revenue were a diverse lot, as varied as the starfighters that were flying support. Humans and non-humans, male and female, stocky and slender. Protected by camouflage suits and matte black armor ply, and sporting grip-sole deck boots and combat goggles, they emerged from behind the battering ram that had afforded them an element of surprise, firing state-of-the-art assault rifles and shoulder-slung field disruptors. The handful of security droids that were still standing collapsed to the deck, limbs splayed or hopelessly entwined. The human OLR-4 had nearly gotten the drop on, strode fearlessly to the center of the yawning hangar, checked a readout on his wristcom, and tugged the rebreather and goggles from his face. The firefight had left a vagrant tang in the air, the smell of ozone and scorched alloy. "Atmosphere is enabled," he told the rest of his band, "but oxygen levels are equivalent to what you'd find at 4,000 meters. Off your masks, but keep them handy, especially you tobacco addicts." With some muffled laughter, the team complied. Beneath the apparatus, the human's dark complexioned face was still a mask, thickly bearded with coarse black hair and rashed from temple to temple with small diamond-shaped tattoos. His violet eyes surveyed the damage with obvious dispassion. There wasn't a security droid in sight, but the deck was littered with their remains. Labor droids of several varieties continued to route a few pods to berthing spaces. A human member of the team kicked aside the severed arm of a security droid. "These things could be dangerous if they ever learn to think straight." "Shoot straight," the bearded man amended. "Tell that to Rasper, Captain Cole." Another said, Boyne, a Rhodian. "It was a droid that sent Rasper on his way." A green-skinned and round-eyed male, Boyne had a tapered snout and a crest of pliant yellow spines. "A lucky droid, a luckier shot," a Rhodian female remarked. "That doesn't mean we treat this like an exercise," Cole warned, eyeing everyone. "The central control computer will be deploying backup units soon enough, and we've got a kilometer to go before we hit the center sphere." The infiltrators glanced down the curved hangar toward a bulkhead that loomed in the distance. High overhead were massive box girders and I-beams, cranes, maintenance gantries, and hoists, a puzzle of atmosphere and vectoring ducts. A human female, the only among them, whistled softly. "Star's End, you could hide an invasion force in here." As dark complexioned as Cole, she had short brown hair and an elegantly angular face. Even the mimetic suit could not camouflage her shapeliness. "That would mean spending some of the profits, Rella," a male human said, "and the Neimoidians don't do that unless they can spend it on new robes." Boyne loosed a high-pitched laugh. "You grow up a half-starved Neimoidian girl, that's what happens." Cole raised his bearded chin to two of his band. "Stay with the pod. We'll make contact when we have the bridge." He swung to the others. "Team 1, take the outer rim corridor. The rest of you are with me." The Revenue shuddered slightly. Muted explosions could be heard in the distance. Cole cocked an ear. "That'll be our ships." Sirens began to blare throughout the hangar. The labor droids stopped in their tracks as a basso rumble gathered underfoot. Rella gazed at the far-off bulkhead. "They're sealing off the hangar." Cole waved a gesture to the first team. "Move out! We'll rendezvous at the starboard turbolifts. Set your suits to pulse. That ought to confuse the droids. And use the concussion grenades sparingly. And remember to monitor your oxygen levels." He took a few steps, then stopped. "One more thing. You get blasted by a droid, back to rehabilitation comes out of your pay." All right. We got a team here breaking in to the Revenue. So that was a section from Cloak of Deception by James Luceno. We'll see you next time. So may the Force be with you.